Yeah, definitely a frustrating result last week, getting a tie. You never like a tie, but overall the performance was better. They showed improvement in the areas that we've been focusing on, especially defensively and in the set piece. And the attacking systems looked good. I think there were some times where we could have switched it up or recognized some things on attack that the defense was trying to do, but overall much better and improved in performance, just unable to close out the game and get the result.
It was a frustrating result, as you said. However, I do agree with you. We did string together some really good open play attacking. Our 2-4-2 system looked really solid, and when we kept the ball in hand, when we retained the ball and we were in their zone and we worked the phases, we had good gains. You know, there was one phase I was watching film and we gained maybe 50, 60 meters just in open play, just by sending the ball back and forth, rucking over and being in support.
Yeah, this week I feel like we showed the most consistency. Our issues in the past couple of weeks have been executing our game plan throughout, and I think we did a pretty good job of that. I know the game ended in a tie, and that kind of sucks. It kind of feels like unfinished business, but overall I think we attacked our game plan accordingly.
Yeah, I definitely think from the get-go we weren't quite on the gas pedal, and we conceded some points early, and we only started going between sort of the 20th minute and maybe the 65th, and then after that, sort of downhill in both areas.
I think overall we controlled the game despite ourselves, and in the end, I mean, I think it was the mistakes we made and then UCLA being able to capitalize. They're a good team. They have some real good athletes that can run the ball hard, and they're able to move the ball as well. And so even though we had a good performance, there were lapses in it, and I think that's kind of what cost us.
Yeah, it was a bit of a scrappy game. There are definitely a lot of errors on both teams, but we were especially disappointed with some of the mistakes and not being able to capitalize when we were in their 22.
It was really hard, obviously, I think it was the last 12 minutes for me and Curtis Schmidt to get sent off with yellow cards and to play 15 on 13, and obviously it was a huge help for them to then come back and tie it up. So.
Yeah, I think our guys failed to make the adjustment to the officiating and how he was calling the high tackle. I mean, I think it's an area of emphasis for USA Rugby in general, especially the officials that are on the panel, and we get those emails all the time. And so I think any time that something's called and it's called consistently, you have to adjust to what's happening on the field. And for us to fail to make the adjustment and make the mistake multiple times, I think that in the end it cost us. And it's a costly lesson, but hopefully it's one that we've learned.
Yeah, it's tough playing a couple man down, but I think we just got to be smarter next time. You know, can't be arguing with the refs. We got to, just kind of do our own thing, play our pattern, and just make smart plays.
If you look back on the effort, being down 2 guys, it was there. And you can't fault the guys that were on the field for the way they played. It was fantastic. But it just wasn't enough. And even though we had a couple situations where we could have exited the zone, but, I mean, the effort was there from them on defense. It just wasn't enough because UCLA was a good team.
To play 15 on 13 in the last 10 minutes is definitely, it's a huge gut test for our guys, and to hold them to at least a tie was good enough, but, for us it was still a loss.
I think we almost did enough to win the game, obviously, as the result shows, but in the last 8 minutes it just wasn't enough, and that showed. We had our opportunities to exit the zone, and we didn't do it. And so sometimes the end result is decided by a few little things here and there, and that's kind of what happens when you get to a level where you're playing a competitor that is almost equal playing field to you, either above or below, and those little things, they start to add up throughout the game. And so even though we were in control with 20 minutes to go and we felt pretty good about it, if you're not staying on the front foot and continuing to attack and put the pressure on the other team, they'll come back. And I think that's what we witnessed last weekend.
Yeah, this past weekend definitely was not the outcome we were anticipating, and yeah, it kind of stings a little bit right now, but hopefully we'll get back into it this week and come out victorious at the end.